Things are heating up in Northern California, and just like the heat, the sun, that is the title of this episode. You are my sunshine. Welcome back to Fog Entertainment, penultimate episode of Season 6 of Sons of Anarchy, Episode 12. Looking forward to discussing this one. It was a big hour-long episode, 1 hour and 8 minutes. They're hitting the big, long episodes at the park recently, aren't they, my friend? They're going on all out.
Bigger, longer, better.
That's it. And you know what? I think when a show does this, it can either make or break. And I think Sons in the later seasons, I think they utilised it well. There's nothing worse when you watch episodes that are just overly long. House of the Dragon, brother. I don't need the extra 25 minutes at the end. But we do begin at this episode with Jax Teller meeting with D.A. Patterson. Essentially tells her here, I held up my end of the deal. I delivered you the source of the guns, the local buyer, and the IRA. So what is there to complain about? The KG9s are on your doorstep. D.A. Patterson, she's like, well, my deal didn't include a stack of dead bodies, which, here, I guess to her credit, she wasn't wrong there.
No, she was not.
She says a pretty good quote. You're a very smart man, Mr. Teller. I can see how you've risen to your rank, to which Jax replies, unfortunately, I inherited it. Did Jax inherit it, or is it because Jax is actually good? I mean, if Jax was like a filthy Phil, but he still had the Teller name, would he still really be Prez? Jax did inherit it, but here, he's good. It's not like he's an awful... I mean, technically you could say he is a bad president, but he's got the brains, he's got the brawn, he's the overall package, isn't he?
I don't know, it seems like a cheap get out of jail card. Oh, don't blame me, I inherited this stuff. I mean, you had a vote, mate, as a club. Let's be honest, I mean, you were voting to get into the drugs with Clay for your out, so yeah, you could argue that...
You had to get dirty to get clean, brother.
You know, I mean, Jax can say he inherited this, but he played his part.
No, of course, he definitely played his part. We then cut to Connor. You've got Sam Crow meeting with Connor. They're basically laying it on thick with the Chinese. They're like, oh, the Chinese, they're going to be coming for you Irish boys. You're going to be in deep Irish stew. We then cut to Tig, Montez, and Quinn. They kill Connor's IRA men. And then Tig gets blood over his hair, and he's like, not in the hair, man. Not in the face. Then he starts putting his nose up against the fan. Yeah, a bit weird, isn't it?
You know what, man? We all know how creepy and fucking crazy Tig is. I'm surprised he cares too much about getting a little bit of blood on him.
True. But, I mean, I guess it's been a while since he's... Well, I say it's been a while since he's been creepy. I guess anything with Venus Van Dam is weird and creepy, absolutely. Bobby wakes up after Tara's phone call with Patterson. Will she make the deal? Bobby's like, aha, alright, this is how it's going to go down. West is sitting there reading a book. West looks like a jobber. And speaking of a jobber...
No, you know what, man? I've actually got an issue with West. The guy just comes across as a loser. Whether he's sitting there babysitting... or he's holding Bobby's dick so he can take a piss. The guy gets tasks
I don't think you're up for it, bro.
with all the prospect jobs, and he's not a prospect. Now you could argue that it's because there's no more prospects and they decide that here, let's just use West and Montez, more so West as a prospect. But I don't know. I do think it's actually pretty poor writing because... we've just never really seen members get treated this poorly before.
Yeah,
I know there's some members we don't really respect, right? But see, as soon as Filthy Phil got patched in, he got treated with a lot more respect. He wasn't just, here, Phil, you do this shitty job. I mean, you can clearly see the difference that the other members and their respect and the way the other people in the club spoke to Phil when he was not president. When he was a prospect and when he was a patch member. But with West, man, he does, honestly, he gets the prospect treatment. I think it is a little bit poor writing on Suter's behalf.
What I will say
it's almost like, here, we've promoted Rat Boy, we don't have a prospect anymore, let's just let West fill that role.
Yeah, I think everyone that joins an MC, right, you've got to have some level of, ruthlessness about you. I'm not saying you never get shite bags joining an MC, right? Some people are forced into that life. As Jack said, some people inherited it, right? But see, for the most part, when you think of an MC, they've got to have a bit of toughness around them. They're not just going to be someone's little bitch.
See if West got wiped out by a bunch of Asian men right now, I don't think Jax would even care. I'd be like, who was that guy?
East?
Replace him with North and South.
North and South. But speaking of Asian men, Boha Lin turns up. The dead guys are there. They're dead. He's like, you do not understand. Vengeance comes from the doing. I am not joining this war. No, I'm not starting it. I'm joining it. Jax kind of says here, starting a war drains both sides, but this guy's like, fuck you, Jax. You know what? This guy's made his bed at this point. I think Jax killing him is almost justified.
Yeah, because look, Jax has tried to. I mean, he's tried to do the best he can. It's just not good enough for old man Lin.
Like, see, being honest though, like, yeah, we can talk about Jack's got his own agenda with Galen, right, for Patterson and Clay for his own doing, but he had to kind of do that to also save Happy and make good with the Chinese. And Jax is jumping through hoops for this Chinese guy, and it's like, you know what, actually, fuck you.
Yeah, Jax, I'm pretty sure he thought, right, I've just killed a few Irish, that'll cheer him up big time.
And he didn't know. Galen's number 2. Connor, you must be stateside, amigo. He is stateside. We won't see him just yet, though. Happy's in the back of a transit van with duct tape over his face. We'll see him a wee bit later on, big man.
Could Jax no just explain, nah, we need Connor. We need that number 2.
I mean, Jax could explain
He
that.
would probably just ask for the number 3.
Yo, I get it. The Chinese got ambushed, right? They lost a guy, and Henry Lynn got hospitalised, right? But I mean, it's not like they got 10 members wiped it.
Well, not yet.
Not yet. That will happen.
But here, and Galen's fucking dead. I mean, should he not just be kind of content with that?
I get his point that vengeance comes from the doing, but at the end of the day, I mean, all roads lead to the vengeance. But Fiasco rocks up. We haven't seen this guy in a while, and he tells Nero, "It's not about surviving, Esse. It's about living." Marcus Alvarez, he reached out. It's about Brown helping Brown, and Nero's like, shit.
The colour, it's all about the colour.
It's all about the colour, big man. I may as well just wrap up the meeting with Alvarez. It's good because pretty much from this point, I'd say Alvarez becomes like a pretty integral part of the show again. I feel like a lot of this season, in season 5, he's barely been in. Which again, it keeps him fresh. I mean, if you've got nothing for the guy, there's no real reason for Marcus Alvarez to be in every episode of Sons of Anarchy, but I welcome the return of him. He basically tells Nero that it's going to be black and white against brown and yellow, Esse. Who's going to win?
Oh, I don't know. Oh, the forces are colliding. I'm going to go with.
No, but I think Alvarez explained this in a way that even if you're like the dumbest bastard alive, you would understand the direction that the show's going in. But he didn't do it in a way that sounded like he was breaking the fourth wall, if you know what I mean. He explained that how Jax and the Sons basically were de facto kings, but now because they're giving up the crown and Black's getting it, that makes the Niners top dogs by default. And obviously, Brown and Yellow aren't going to be happy, but the Sons are going to be in the corner of Black because that's who they've gave the guns to. And it's like, yeah, Nero's sitting there like, that was a good wee bit line there.
I mean, I think you'd have to favour black and white though.
Yeah, you'd have to favour black and white, but one thing's for sure, guys, it's going to get bloody. Juice takes Bobby's advice here to go to Diosa. This is when Wes grabs Bobby's dick because he needs to. He needs 4 hands. Well, 3 hands because Bobby's one-handed because he's got the cast on. Things went south for Wes.
No, I think this is something you would do for a pro. How big can it fucking be? Do you know what I mean? Like this is a rib. This is something you would do to a prospect. I mean, Wes needs to grow a set and go.
I better get shot at and help him piss again. In this wee fucking squeaky voice.
Yeah, but Wes needs to actually grow a set, man, and just be like, look, I'm not doing that. I patched in here to be a member, not a fucking prospect.
He does need to grow a set, but I mean, when you look at what's going on though, the war brewing, Tara ratting, I mean, does Wes turn up at Jax's door at like 4 a.m. to you made me hold the old Jew's balls, damn it. I mean, is that really what Jax wants it for? Is that what Sons of Anarchy needs in the finale? A big confrontation from West, no happy with his role. He wants to promote it. He wants off minimum wage. Probably not.
Don't we all?
Yeah, don't we all? Right. Patterson tells Tara, be at the office for 6 p.m. What's going to happen here? Just stumbles into Diosa. He starts dropping all these pills. And then he passes out. And then you get Nero and Gemma having to make him sick. Putting their fingers down his throat, he's puking up. Then when Nero goes on to check at him, yeah, she was beautiful, man. Nero's like, who was beautiful? Davini? You killed Davini? Jax made me
Jax put that on you.
I think Nero's acting like a little bitch about this, man. So what? Jax
It
killed
had to
her.
be fucking done. She would never went through all the investigation, man. She wouldn't have held up. You just know she wouldn't.
I get Nero's a nice guy, right? Even though he, like as Roosevelt put it, he's like, you make money off the low self-esteem of women. You're a pimp. Basically buried Nero right to his face. He is a nice guy at the end of the day, but...
Yeah, but I mean, nice guy. He didn't really hesitate to take down Dave Navarro, did he?
No, he fucking didn't. It was like Jane's addiction all over again. Fucking dropped him.
Nero's addiction.
Singing too loud, they say, behind me. They said that song would come out.
I could have got out there, say, I've had the money for a long time, but it's Nero's addiction.
But essentially, this is what gets Juice killed. This is Juice's final nail in the coffin, the Sam Crow. And I mean, I get it, he's betrayed Jax, but I think it's pathetic for Nero. I do. It's like, fucking let it go, son. So what? Jax killed her.
Do you think this deserves to be Juice's nail in the coffin? He's accidentally let it slip, isn't he?
No, but put it this way, if Juice hadn't rad it previously, this would be like a slap on the wrist. Nothing would even get done. It's because he's rat it recently. No, if Juice does this in the first 3 seasons, Jax or Clay don't give a fuck.
Still kind of betraying their trust.
It is betraying their trust, but it's not quite that bad. It's not as bad as what it could be.
So you think?
No, they'd be pissed, but they wouldn't boot him at the club and want him dead. I mean, Chibs literally tells him in season 7 to fucking shoot himself.
So you think what he does here is worthy of a Mr. Mayhem vote?
I don't think it is, but I can definitely see why. He's basically on like a 6-month written warning, but it feels like he's on a written warning for the rest of his club career, because it's like, yeah, you've ran it to the feds. We've let you back in. If you do anything else, you're fucked.
I know, but he didn't rat to the feds. He was just feeling guilty, and he or is it the fact he tried to kill himself again?
No, I'm saying it's because he ran it previously.
Yeah, but forget about that. They've forgiven him for that.
Yeah, but it's still... No, you say they've forgiven him for that. I think that's still...
Oh, hold on. Remember that time he was going crazy and fucking Chibs was like, oh, go Juicy boy! Whereas a couple episodes ago he was battering the head
No,
on him.
I still think that weighs heavy on them. I get it. I think they have forgiven him.
Well, how many times have they said, look, you don't need to do this shit anymore? So they're liars? You think Jax... Because Jax says to him that, here, we're good. You don't need to keep being crazy. Like when he stood in front of that speeding car.
Yeah, but it's like Clay, right? I think...
So we're not good. What
No,
Jax is pretending we're good, but
see with Clay, right? Maybe Jax had conversations with Clay, despite knowing that he battered Gemma. But then once he found out that he attacked Tara and he killed Piney, he wanted to kill him, but then obviously he knew he couldn't kill him. So it's just, there's different levels, and I just think with this Juice thing, I think they are factoring in the season 4 heel turn. That's just my opinion here. I could be wrong. It's all up for debate. Here, there'll be a poll on it. There'll be a theory on it. But for me, I think Nero's overreacting. Like, he drops Juice quicker than fucking Tony dropped the orange juice in season 1 when the 2 black guys tried to kill him in Sopranos. He starts acting like Juice is like a fucking dirty rat.
unidentified black males.
No, but you don't remember that? No, in this episode when like Juice says it, he's like disgusted. He's like, oh, fuck off, Nero.
That's it. That seems a little bit fake to me. It's like, how many people you killed, Nero?
But he is very like traditional with like the women are off limits sort of thing. It's like, even though he makes money off them, you know what I mean? But I mean, there's a lot of shows where people don't care about women, you know.
I think that's mad though. I don't know how he could kill Dave Navarro and not give a single fuck over it, like Darbany. But you know,
yeah. Put it this way: say Darvany was, say she wasn't a junkie, right, and she was actually a good mother and didn't let her son shut up a school, and the sons decided to kill her because, well, you know what, we've just killed her husband. She might rat. Then I think Nero would definitely be within his rights. But see the fact she's an unreliable junkie rat waiting to happen. I think it was the absolute correct decision.
taking time.
I think the only problem is Jax went behind his back and did lie straight to his face. I guess that also has...
If Jax told him the truth, would he allowed him to go through it?
I mean, maybe, who knows, but up next, Connor shows up. He thinks August Marks turning up, but it's no August Marks, it's Old Man Lynn. And Connor's like, you piece of shit, Taylor, Scooby-Doo.
It's alright, it ends well for you.
Ends well. Jax wasn't lying. They opened the barn door, bang, bang, good night. The Niners wipe out all the Chinese, apart from the old man Lin. Happy then gets out, I love you guys, and then drops him. Old man Lin's dead.
You know what, anytime we've seen Happy, it was almost like, well, I only seen him once, like, but he was watching cartoons and eating food.
Yeah, it didn't seem too bad. But yeah, this Lin guy, Uncle Lin, he was only around for 3 episodes. I tell you what,
Decent wee character, you know.
No, I tell you what, like, see this guy's done more for me in, like, TV history than some fucking characters that have launched up over 100 episodes in certain TV shows, I'll tell you that much.
No, I like old Henry Lynn's father, but just a shame that he didn't last that long.
His uncle, big man, knows his father. Okay. I should own that business. Then you got Mark's turns up.
California.
He whips out a big $500,000 and he's like, if it's any constellation, my mother's maiden name was McDuffie. Connor's like, you gonna leave me with the cash? Gotta trust you, brother.
I trust you, brother. We're gonna work together.
And then he basically tells Jax, yep, Tig's off the table now, it's alright. Tig has been rescued, he's safe, no more deal. Kind of hypocritical of Jax when with the whole juice thing, he's got Tig over a barrel like this. But that's the Jax Teller way at the end of the day.
He is very manipulative, isn't he, Jax? I mean, you can say what you want about his direction for the club, like, but... did Clay manipulate people as well? I mean, probably.
Of course he did. Right, up next, Tara says Bobby's bleeding out. Gemma heads up to the cabin, then storms in on Wendy and Unser. Unser's like, Jesus Christ, Tara, you read it.
I can't let you take them. And then a wee gun changes his mind. Wendy tries to announce that she's Abel's real mother, but she gets a cast to the face, broken nose, and off we go. Tara's on the escape, on the getaway.
On the escape here, Gemma then finds out, Jax finds out, you are my sunshine, my only sunshine. Then Nero turns up. Gemma tells him that Tara rat it, she took the boys, and Nero's got this whole problem of, I want to fucking... But no, let's be honest, right? See if Nero cares about Jax, which he obviously does, right? Should Tara ratting on him and taking his 2 children not outweigh some random fucking junkie mom that died, like, almost a season ago?
I mean, well, it kind of does, doesn't it? And that's why he ends up, giving them a hand to...
Yeah, but next episode, like, he'll be fucking burying him. He basically says what happened to Tara's because you killed another innocent mom. It's like, no, she's a junkie, Nero. You're in that life, you're in that life.
And Jax is like, who the fuck?
No, see, we're being...
Who gave me up?
Like, see if you're being honest, right? See, just because you're the spouse doesn't mean you're innocent or guilty of, like, a criminal. Like, I think, to me, there's a clear difference between, like, a Lila and a Gemma. So one's clearly involved in the business and one's clearly not.
Tara is like, honestly, see if you get in that life, you killed an innocent... You're not really, man. See if you willingly get involved with people that you know are in that line of work, then...
Yeah, but you see my point, there's a difference between, like, Gemma and, like, a Lila, where, yeah, I mean, they're both involved, but they're not involved one.
Well, no, one just happens to be married and has nothing to do with it, whereas Gemma we've seen over the decades.
Aye, Gemma's just as... Gemma's got more blood on her hands than West. West just got cock. But that's how the episode ends, not with West and cock, but I thought it went north. It was a good episode.
Well, I don't know, I mean, if we're taking it, if we're going to season 5 standards, I'd say Gemma still has more cock than West.
West's got a lot of cock. Anyway, I'll give this episode a 9. I thought it was pretty good.
9, I'll give it it was a good episode. I'll give it an 8.
Give it an 8. Right, 8.5 out of 10, guys. That is it for You Are My Sunshine.
You Are My Sunshine.
Sunshine, Sean Connery.
Sunshine Connery.
Till next time. Peace.
Beyond California.
Northern California. Sha.